So today we're going to take division a little bit further. So I'm wanting you to have a look at these calculations here. So first calculation is 15 divided by 3. And of course we have to go to the tens first and then we move on to the units. So 1 divided by 3. However, you can't do that because there's not enough numbers to divide into here. So what we have to do, we have to carry that 110 to the units. So we add a 0 onto the top and we carry that 1 on to the units to make that the units 15, and we add the 1 to here to make that 15, and now we can do the calculation because the number you start with has to be bigger than the number that you're dividing into. So 15 divided by 3 is, if you look at your multiplication square, or you count up with your fingers in threes, and there are 3 5s in 15. So that's your final answer here, 5. Okay, so your final answer is 5. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Okay, let's go on to the second calculation, which is 43 divided by 5. So we're going to look at the tens first. And if you look at 4 divided by 5, now again, that number that you start with is smaller than the number you're dividing by, so you can't do it. So you have to put your 0 on the top of the bus stop, and you have to carry that 4 into the units to make that the units 43. All right, so now you can do this calculation. So we have 43 divided by 5, and if you look at the 5 times table, you have to go up to 40. So 5 times 8 makes 40. So your answer on top is 8. But there's a remainder because you started with 43. So remember, there are 3 jumps from 40 to 43. So that's your final part of your calculation, is remainder 3. And we add that to the top here. So our final answer is 8 remainder 3. So moving on, you're looking at 3 divided by 4, and again that number is too small, you can't divide there, so you have to move it on to the units. So you write 0 on top, and you have to carry that 3 on to the units. So if we do this here, we do the 3 and we move it on to here to make it 32. Now 32 is in the 4 times table, so if we look down the 4 times table, 4 times 8 is 32. So we write 8 on top, no remainders because it divides equally. So again, our answer is 8. Okay, so you've got the 0, all right, you don't say the 0, okay, there's no value there, so that's why your answer is purely 8. Let's go on to the next calculation, and we're making it slightly harder this time because you've got 536. So it's just going to be a longer calculation divided by 6. But if you look again, 5 divided by 6, you can't do it because that number is smaller than the number you're dividing by. So we have to move it on, and we write the 0 on top. If we can do that quickly. And we carry this on to the tens this time to make 53 tens, and we add that to the tens column. So 53 divided by 6, and if you think about your 6 times table, if you go up at 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48. Okay, so 6 8s are 48, so your answer here is 8. Okay, and we want to add on until we get to 53, so we've got a remainder of 5 here. Okay, so we're going to add 5 to the units this time, and then we have to think about 56 divided by 6. So we know that we would have to count up to 54 because 6 times 9 is 54. Okay, so we add a 9 to the top of the bus stop. And there are 2 jumps from 54 to 56. So our remainder is, our remainder is 2. Okay, so we add that onto the end. So that's a longer calculation, 89 remainder 2. So have a go at the calculations today. And remember that if the number that is under the bus stop is smaller than the number than you're dividing by, you can't do it. So you've got to move it along.